welcome to episode 5. I can't believe we made it 5 episodes.
Cinco de Mayo.
Episode 5 of over 500. I'm your humble, gracious, awkward host, Mark Ogeen, joined by my nearest and dearest friend,
Number one friend,
Big Ernie.
co-host.
We're 5 episodes in, but that's the third time you wearing that shirt.
Yes, I like to keep it consistent.
Okay.
Consistency.
Shout out to DSI for our theme song too. I love it. Every time I hear it, I grow more in love with it. But it almost sounds like a action news theme song, right?
Yeah, I mean, like a movie.
Reporting live action news, Channel 2. Osama bin Laden has been killed in a Navy SEALs raid.
Wait, so was that real or not?
That actually did happen in 2011.
No, but you know how they have the conspiracy.
I had a suppressed memory up until today, actually.
From 2011?
Yeah, from 2011. It's John Cena at Extreme Rules 2011, right? It's WWE shit.
Yeah.
And the pay-per-view is over, and John Cena gets on the barricade. And he's like, "We have captured and killed Osama bin Laden." And then the crowd starts cheering and shit, and I'm like, ain't this kind of weird? Like, this not weird to anybody else?
Yeah.
I know he was the ops, but John Cena got up there, and he said, "Rest in piss," and shit, in front of, like 30,000 people.
And they all screamed.
And they all were, like, screaming, like, "Yeah, fuck that guy," you know, like. That's not weird to me? That's not weird to you? Or
I don't know. I mean, John Cena could have said...
Like, John Cena could have
Whatever.
said nothing, and you could have let the news report it. But
Yeah.
for you to get up there and be like, "Yeah, we killed him. Fuck him. Rest in piss."
Well, I mean, it's a proud American moment, I guess. And
It was very, very American, very conservative American.
I think,
and,
I mean...
you know, that's their crowd, I guess.
Wasn't that like the phase that John Cena was kind of like the whole, with the troops, and he
Was like the
whole,
Marine guy. He was
Yeah.
he was in a movie called The Marines or
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that, and he was the Marine. So if anybody was gonna tell them, it would be John Cena. But it was just weird. It was not weird.
Yeah, I mean, Osama bin Laden was a weird guy too, though.
Well, I mean, he was the ops. He did do 9/11. I don't know.
Yeah,
If you truly believe that, but
but he had like 10 wives, didn't he?
yeah, he was big pimping.
Yeah.
I wasn't like, yeah, fuck that guy. I was like, okay, well, I'm glad he's captured, but did you have to kill him?
So do you think they captured him while he was like jamming a big pimpin'?
I don't know anything about that. I just thought it was weird. This is a really weird tangent already. We're getting on. Like,
Yeah.
Can we get to the actual podcast, please?
Please.
All right. So, as you can see, over 500. NBA playoffs.
Times 3.
That's all that's going on right now.
Yes.
What do you want to talk about first? The elephant in the room?
Yes. Let's.
All right, go ahead. Go first. I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
The floor is all yours.
All right. So I guess we can talk about. I think we were talking about this the other day. Which of the series is the most interesting to you? Closest / interesting.
Yeah. And you said Dallas and Clippers.
No, to me was Portland and Denver. And you were like, that's the most boring podcast.
That is the most boring, bro. It's like, That's not what anybody's talking about today. Everybody's talking about Dallas and L.A.
But I mean,
L.A.B.
But it's Dame time versus joke time.
That's lame time to me. I would much rather go to sleep and, get a good night's rest than watch that shit.
I guess it kind of sucks because those games have been kind of late night.
Yeah. Now, all the West Coast games are really, really late. Dude, I was up to like 12 o'clock at night watching the Clippers.
Yeah, there was 2 LA games.
Yeah, and then I got to stay up to 1 because I want to watch what the fuck Shaq and Charles and all them are going to say about it.
Yeah.
So I was up to like 1 o'clock in the morning last night. But it was worth it. It was worth it, and I'm super happy I did it because rest in piss, we smoking on that Clippers pack, baby. Ooh, who I smoke. Kawhi, who I smoke.
It ain't over.
I'm Paul George, who I smoke. I tie loose, sometimes I wonder. Something like that.
It ain't over. It ain't over yet. It ain't over. It ain't over.
Well, why is it not over yet?
it's not over just because Kawhi, in
Okay.
my opinion.
Kawhi had a great game.
Very great
he had,
game.
What, 41 points, right? I
Yeah.
think he had 41 points. Yeah.
And
And
I mean,
Paul George gave him almost 30.
yeah, I think he had a career high first quarter points scored
Yeah.
in the first quarter.
So he came out hot. He was like, we're not losing this game.
Yeah.
And Luka said, well, we not losing this game either. So let's find out. And Luka won.
Yeah, no doubt.
So what's going on? What's wrong with the Clippers?
Man, I think it's more of not what's wrong with the Clippers, but how well the Mavs are playing.
So you give credit to the Mavs over.
Yeah, I think, what people fail to realize is there is a new breed of stars coming up.
Yeah.
And the playoffs is when you see those new stars come up and you're like, that's the future. That's the future. That's the future. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you.
And Luka Doncic is the future. He's the next star.
Yeah.
He's already a star,
you know?
but he's the next guy.
Yeah, I think when LeBron is all said and done, I
Yeah.
think Luka will be
I mean,
the next guy.
LeBron can't be in the league forever.
But he's 22 years old right now, right? And he's giving it to Kawhi, who's been in the league 10 years now.
Yeah.
He's like established, like all NBA defensive guy.
yeah.
And he had his buddy Paul George, who was just as good on his best night, and he's dropping 30-point triple doubles on him, and he's getting his teammates involved,
Yeah.
and he's just blowing by everybody they put on him.
He's
Zubac, like don't switch Zubac on me. Patrick Beverly, you too small.
Yeah.
And there was one play where he posted up Kawhi, and turned around, float up jumper.
He's just saying,
Yeah.
bring him. Like,
Yeah,
bring him to the table.
I don't think the Clippers have anybody that can guard him.
I honestly think, and I thought the Mavs. This was the playoff time for the Mavs was when Porzingis was going to come out. You know, I was like, man, Doncic's going to do his thing, but Porzingis is just going to add to the artillery.
Yeah,
And-
we thought Porzingis needed to be that dude.
Porzingis has kind of been mid.
Yeah,
Right,
that's the right word.
I'm
I'm surprised you know that word.
Yeah. He's been kind of mid this series.
Yeah.
And even then, they're still whooping that ass.
Well, give Tim Hardaway Jr. a lot of love. I think Maxi Kleber has done a good job on Kawhi, as good as you can ask for.
Yeah, he got dunked in the first game.
Jalen Brunson is finally healthy. He wasn't healthy last year.
Don't forget Dwight Finney-Smith.
A lot of it is the Clippers just kind of like trying to figure out the lineup, but the Dallas is like we're not gonna give you time to do that.
Yeah.
We're punching you in the mouth right now.
Don't forget. Don't forget. Ty Lue is a championship coach.
Yeah.
Dallas coach
Rick Carlisle.
Rick Carlisle. Yes. Championship coach. They
Yeah.
both got one chip.
One
As a head
is
coach.
a lot different than the other one.
So yeah. But there's a big difference between the two, and we can't forget how I think that in itself. People are always looking for mismatches on the floor. That in itself is a mismatch on the court in general.
Coaching,
Yes.
I agree. I agree with you.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of crazy to me for two reasons, right? First of all, when Paul George and Kawhi got announced, like everybody was like, "Well, who the hell is going to score on them? Who's scoring on
Yeah.
Kawhi and Paul George? They're locking up everybody." And then you got Patrick Beverly, who's all defensive guard, right? And they added Ibaka.
Yep.
And then they have, Zubac, good defender. Morris can defend.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, this one white boy from Europe is scoring on all of them.
Yeah. He's a beast.
So
man.
if somebody was lying, somebody is a fraud. And I think it's Kawhi.
Wow.
I think his knees aren't holding up anymore. He can't. His knees are degenerating on him.
The knees or the hamstring.
The knees. He doesn't have the knees anymore. He's not bad. He's still all NBA, but there was that year that people thought he was better than LeBron.
Yeah.
And he is very, very far from that now. LeBron is way better today.
I think. I mean, I guess the year that was when he went to Toronto, right?
And in Toronto he had like good defenders around him.
So yeah, Toronto, he had a great squad, and he really popped out. I think he popped out from what was already good, great.
Yeah.
You know, and now that it looks like they're looking for one of the 1-2 punch to step up, it's almost kind of like, you know, he's stepping up. You know, he's shooting good, he's doing good. He's just not doing enough.
His knees aren't holding up. He can't play in the fourth quarter. He gets quiet.
Yeah,
he can't. He doesn't have conditioning.
Maybe some of that hand size should have gone.
He's always resting, and it's for a reason because he doesn't have the conditioning to play all 4 quarters anymore.
See, that's why he should have stayed with the Spurs, where Coach Pop rests starters.
But here's my other part that was funny to me is that the Clippers asked for this. They had the option at the end of the season. They had OKC on the schedule, and it was like win and beat OKC, who wants to lose anyway.
Yeah.
And you play Portland, and you historically dominate Portland every time you play them.
Yeah.
Or you could out-tank OKC, which is very, very hard to do, but they did it. And you can play the Dallas Mavericks, who almost you could say that they could have beat them last year if Porzingis never got hurt. So I don't understand why you signed up for that again.
Well, and I think it was because Dallas was so awful in the regular season compared to for what their expectation was.
Okay.
Yeah.
But how much was that? How much of that was COVID related?
I mean, yeah.
Because their first like third of the season was tanked by COVID. They were missing people all the time.
Yeah.
And Porzingis wasn't healthy yet, something like that. And yeah, they just their record wasn't reflective of how good they were.
Yeah, they had half of the team was good, and the other half was missing. And then it was
they were healthy the whole year, this was a normal year, they'd probably be like a 3rd seed or 4th seed.
Yeah.
So I just don't understand why the Clippers wanted that again.
So is Luka top 3 player in the league
right now?
Yes.
Depends. I can't put him over KD. Can't put him over Bron.
Okay, so is he 3?
Somebody else. James Harden. Giannis. Is he better than Giannis?
James Harden can't play defense.
Is he better than Giannis?
Well, I guess Luka can't really play defense either.
He's top 3 offensive players in the league.
Yeah, definitely. I would say top 3 offensive players in the league.
I would put him top 5, and if he does do this, if he does beat the Clippers, then I would feel comfortable at least being like it's arguable he's top 3. It's arguable.
Yeah, no, I would put him in top 3, and he's gonna stay there for a while. Obviously, as long as injuries and all that bullshit doesn't come up.
I agree.
Yeah. So what about the other Los Angeles team? What the hell's going on there?
The Lakers.
Yes.
They won last night.
Yes.
So were you mad at me?
We were talking about this, right? They were like these for both teams. It was a must win, right?
Yeah.
Lakers went out, did their due. The Clippers flopped again.
Yeah. Which I'm very grateful for because if the Lakers have lost.
I think you're more grateful for Chris Paul's shoulder being injured.
That is very unfortunate.
Yeah.
But it has nothing to do with the Lakers playing outstanding defense last night. They
played great defense, especially
they
first quarter.
They held them under 100 points up until like garbage time.
Yeah, you saw it right away from the get-go at the beginning of the first quarter. They just went out there, set the tone from the beginning.
Yeah.
You already knew the Lakers were going to come in there and they were going to just play defense and we're going to outwork you.
I was kind of disappointed when the lineup was the same as the last game. It was Drummond still out there, the Schroeder still starting. And I was like, I don't really like that at all, but they came out and they proved me wrong. Drummond, one thing to watch is he didn't play 1 minute without LeBron James on the court as well.
You think that's going to be something?
That's something to watch.
Trending-wise?
I think that
as far as this series goes, right? Because I think playoffs is every single series has a different lineup or has different matchups, and you got to adjust.
I just think Drummond is bad. He's not like terrible, but he's bad. And I would be like, yeah, you cannot play without LeBron James watching over you like a nanny.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna be out there, LeBron has to be out there.
I think Drummond would be an awesome player 10 years ago.
Absolutely.
15 years ago, whatever it was, right?
He has some empty stats. He can't jump more than 5 inches off the ground. He's very slow footed, but I don't think Gasol is that much better.
I think so. Yes, but I mean Gasol's already at the end of his career.
Yeah, he's out of shape for sure. He was looking very, very pudgy last night.
Yeah, and I mean I guess he was with the intention was for him to be just a bench player, that veteran presence.
Yeah.
Whenever we do need you in certain matchups in the playoffs, we'll pull you in. And I think that's how he's just been chilling, right in the back of the van.
One thing that stood out to me, KCP 0 of 4. And he was still team high plus 26 in the plus minus.
He's the 3-and-D without the D. I mean without the 3.
Well, there was one 3 that he was like hesitating to take like late in the fourth quarter, and LeBron like went up to him and started yelling at him. And he was like, "I want you to take that shot. I want you to take that shot." He's like in his fucking grill.
Yeah.
Just like yelling at him. And I was like, man, that looks intense, but that's playoff basketball. That's leadership.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've ever seen Kawhi ever do that.
Well, because, in situations like that in the playoffs, it don't matter if you're 0 for 6. If you can make that shot, if you have the opportunity, you got a good look.
You're out there to make that shot.
You take that shot.
Yeah.
And, I agree. I mean, LeBron's a better leader than Kawhi, and,
that's what the
that's the
Clippers
difference.
need. That's what the Clippers need. It needs somebody to lead.
We talked about this at the trade deadline, where like they got to get somebody who's out there, who's going to yell in your face, who's going to call you out. And the two guys that are out there, Paul George and Kawhi, are just kind of like, they're the two-headed monster, but when it comes time to roar, they ain't say shit.
I agree. I feel really bad. CP3 is limited. He didn't play like I think the whole fourth quarter maybe.
Yeah.
Or and after if we're gonna beat them, I want Chris Paul to be out there.
So, I think that injury is gonna pretty much stint him for the next couple games, if not the whole series. And my pick for this series was the Suns with the healthy starting lineup.
Yeah.
And I think it's just now that Chris Paul's
you think Lakers take it now?
Yeah.
How many games?
I think the Lakers.
How many games?
I think it's gonna go 6 games.
I agree.
Yeah.
It would only go 6 games because Kuzma has 2 points in 2 games.
So you think Kuz's gonna have a breakout game?
I don't think he's ever gonna break out ever again. I think he's. Nah, I don't know. I'm just hating.
No, I think he's done.
Nah, he'll figure it out. He always does. And then the next couple games, he back to like square one.
Okay.
Every single time.
All right, so moving on, Utah, Memphis. What do you think about that? Let's talk about. Let's talk real quick about the two.
That's at the bottom of my watch list.
So yeah, that and the Phillies Wizards.
Yeah.
Right.
And Boston, Brooklyn.
And Boston, Brooklyn.
That's the worst series that they put on TV right now.
Yes. I think, Memphis brought it game 1, but I think that if they would have lost game 1 with that intensity, they would have gotten swept. Yeah. Just like Wizards are gonna get swept, just like Boston's gonna get swept.
They're just really lucky that Mitchell didn't play. And apparently there's like a power struggle between Mitchell's trainers and the Utah trainers.
Yeah, what's going on there?
Apparently Mitchell's trainers have cleared him to play. Like, you're good, you're healthy.
Yeah.
And Utah trainers at the last second, they're like, you know what? No, you can't play today.
I think that's politics right there, though.
That is politics.
Yeah.
There's Utah's trying to tell them like, yo, you're our player, and when we tell you you can't play, you cannot play.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's a power struggle, and it's like a really weird time for a power struggle. Because you're in the middle of the playoffs.
Yeah, but I mean, I also think it was because you're playing Memphis.
Yeah, so maybe they thought they could beat Memphis without Mitchell. And how wrong they were,
Well, yeah, I mean, and they got Jordan Clarkson. They got
my
Ingles,
boy, 6th man of the year, Jordan Clarkson.
Yes, congratulations to Jordan Clarkson.
Yeah, former Laker.
I mean, and that's why they didn't really need him, but you could obviously tell they needed him.
The playoffs are a different game.
Yeah.
So you can't underestimate your opponent. I think that Morant, his time is now too.
He's
His time is now.
Yeah, he's one of the next up and coming stars in our league.
Yeah. And Dillon Brooks is really, really, really good. And Valanciunas is the beast in the paint.
Yeah.
And I told you, I don't think Gobert is a good matchup for Valanciunas.
No, man. I mean, I don't know if you saw that game, right? I was telling you, like, Valanciunas was just having a party in the paint. And Gobert was just kind of like, what the hell's going on here?
Gobert is a rim protector, right?
Yes.
So when you're running at the rim, of course he's elite at stopping you, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when you're back to the basket and you have to make him move on his feet, he's too slow.
Yeah.
He's not fast vertically and horizontally. He's slow.
He's a modern big man, right?
He's one of the best modern big men, right?
Yeah.
But when you have a dominant big man in the paint, in the post, Gobert shrinks. He's not that good at defending like traditional big men.
Yeah.
So I think Valanciunas is a good matchup for him. Now, obviously, I had Utah still winning, especially when Mitchell comes back. But I think Memphis is the better matchup than a lot of people are giving it to them.
Yeah, and it's just what the Western Conference is. The Western Conference is a bunch of great teams.
Yeah. Memphis would be like a 5 seed in the East.
Yeah, in the East, yeah, for sure. And with the ability to probably advance the first round.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Speaking of the East, the matchup you want to talk about so much, New York Knicks versus Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah. Man,
what do you think? You saw the game.
I love that matchup. I love the intensity that the fans. I mean, the fans are just amazing. When a bunch of players talk about playing in Madison Square Garden.
The Garden.
Yes.
Yeah.
They talk about this is the mecca of basketball. Man, you can just feel it when you're sitting down watching I want to be a Knicks fan now.
Dude, they were yelling, "Fuck Trae Young."
Yeah.
Fuck Trae Young. Fuck Trae. That was crazy.
Yeah. I mean, they'll yell anything.
Yeah.
It makes you want to be a Knicks fan. Like, I want to be a Knicks fan now just because, you know, how intense it is. The fans are just awesome. And I feel like if I had the opportunity, you know, and I guess it's on my bucket list, is go watch a Knicks game.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And it's just intense.
They haven't had a real playoff basketball game in 8 years, 9 years?
Yeah.
Since Melo was in town.
Melo was there.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw Spike Lee jumping higher than what Andre Drummond.
Spike Lee was there?
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought he was banned.
He was jumping. Well, I think everything changed once. I think, you know,
Dolan.
the whole drama. Yeah, Dolan, and he kind of took a step back, and he took a step back, and that's the reason why the Knicks are good. Essentially.
Yeah, true.
But anyways, yeah, I mean, Tracy Morgan was there. I mean, there was so many people that were there. It was just awesome.
Well, this is the biggest thing that happened in New York sports in 10 years? Like you were saying. So I'm disappointed that Julius had a bad game. I thought this was his time to shine. I know he's part of the older, you know, young guys.
Yeah.
He's like 26, 27. But I thought it was his time to be like, yo, I'm here too. Y'all forgot about me. I'm here. And he had a terrible game.
No,
he was not there.
He was
bad. Not there.
It was bad.
RJ Barrett was more there than he was.
Yeah, RJ Barrett, man, he really popped out. He had a nice dunk. He had a lot of good shots. Derrick Rose was like, "This is my time. Give me the ball," and he's been there.
Alex Burks.
Yes.
He had like 18 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he hit some bad shots, like good shots.
This Knicks team is very, very weird. These are like the most, like, I would not have expected them to be a 4 seed. So if you told me Derrick Rose, Alex Burks, Taj Gibson, and Julius Randle 1 year ago, you told me all 4 of those guys were going to be on the hottest 4 seed in a while. And I'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Taj Gibson's out the league. Julius is a stat patter.
Yeah.
Derrick Rose is washed. Alex Burks is 1 year away from being out the league.
It's a Tibbs team, man. Yeah. That's what Tibbs does. He just brings all these random people, and he's like, I'm gonna make this work. We're gonna make this work.
He does every time, man.
and it's a Tibbs team. You remember the Tibbs team in Chicago? Remember the guys that he kind of started that culture was the Red Mamba. Remember Scalabrine, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
I think it was like
Hall of Fame bench warmer.
Yeah, pretty much. And I think the other guy was like Tony Banks or Troy. I can't remember, something Banks.
Okay.
But anyways, he brought those guys in, started the culture, and that's whenever he was like, all right, D Rose, I need you to do this. Joakim Noah, he made Joakim Noah the Defensive Player of the Year. MVP D Rose. Luol Deng was a thing.
Yeah.
And all that intensity, and he was just like, man, now we see it in the Knicks, right? We have Derrick Rose potentially could have been the sixth man of the year, right?
Yeah.
Most improved player of the year, Julius Randle / MVP conversation, right?
And
I mean,
Tibbs has put himself in the Coach of the Year conversation.
Yeah, and Tibbs is putting himself in the coach, and Tibbs is just a basketball guy. Yeah. Like, I think that dude would pass up pussy to watch them film.
To watch them film, yeah.
Exactly.
Hey. I agree with everything you said. I'm surprised, but I think they've overachieved, and it's time for them to come back down to earth.
Yeah.
And Trae Young, lollipop on the carpet head, Trae Young, he shushed them. Yes. He did the shush. And by the way, I gotta say real quick, Trae Young absolutely ruined the moment because he put his finger too high on his forehead. He went like this.
Yeah.
He went shh. And I'm like, bro, your finger is on your fucking forehead. It's like Reggie Miller would never. He would never. He ruined it.
I think he was trying to like whether to put it on his mouth or cover his head.
He was too hype, and he went shh.
I think he needs to get some tips from LeBron on how to cover that.
Yeah, like that
rookie
mistake, dog. You ruined your badass "I'm here" moment.
But we've been talking about potential stars in the future. Trae Young is that guy who's going to be the next, Damian Lillard, something like that, somebody like that. And dude, he's stepping up. He's got a lot of good players. They got a great coach as well.
I love the quote from Lil Will when he told Trae Young, like, this is your moment. Do not pass that ball. And that's such a Lil Will thing to say.
Yeah.
But it was right. It was his moment, and he did not pass the ball. And we saw what happened.
Dude, game tied. Don't pass the ball. Yeah. You're a great player. You missed a shot.
It's your team, your moment. You're here.
You missed a shot. That's what we expected.
Yeah.
We expected for you to take the shot, whether you miss it or make it.
Yeah.
And it was his time to shine. Gives him confidence for the next.
I love it.
Couple games in the series. And
I love it.
Yeah. It was awesome. I would have loved to see the Knicks win game one with that intensity of the fans and in the Garden, but
they're playing again today. They have a chance to redeem themselves and tie it up 1-1. So far, Atlanta is beating them, but we'll see.
Yeah, I expect a better game from Julius Randle. I actually, before we checked the score, before we started this, I was like, man, Julius Randle going to go off today, but I don't know if that's going to happen. But I'm going to stick with my prediction, and I'm going to say Julius Randle is going to go off today. No matter what, no matter how.
You have New York winning the series?
I have New York winning the series. I have it going 7 games. I have them winning Game 7 in New York.
Okay.
New York.
You have time for one more playoff series. Which one do you want to talk about?
Are the Spurs in it? If not, I don't want to talk about it no more.
You want to talk about Washington, Philadelphia?
Nah.
Brooklyn Celtics?
Nah.
Portland and Denver?
We can talk about it.
All right, go ahead.
We're missing.
Pick your piece.
Yeah, I mean, so it kind of sucks just because Jokic is basically, the one dominating.
Yeah.
I do want to call out the refs for that game.
Why?
Game 2, they were ass. They were calling.
They didn't have any control of the game.
Yeah, they lost control of the game, so they were just like, we're gonna start calling a foul on this and that and this and that to get the players to like stop being assholes.
Yeah.
And that's not how you're supposed to do it. You gain control by calling the right thing, talking to the players. You have in the NBA, you have the ability to kind of be like, hey, y'all, chill out. You have that ability to do it.
I know people hate on it, but I'm not against them giving out texts to like kind of like set the tone, like y'all not fighting out here.
Yeah, but that's
not on my court, you know.
But it wasn't just Tex.
Yeah.
And part of it was Nurkic fouled out middle of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he did.
And that was basically, that's the matchup to watch. We need somebody who's gonna stop Jokic, and
they don't have anybody for that.
They don't, except for Nurkic. He's the only one who has the ability because he's a big man that can move up and down.
Yeah. I would just rather stop everybody else and make Jokic beat you.
I don't know if that's a good idea, man. He's probably gonna be the MVP, and he's a straight killer, man. He's a killer.
So they're tied 1-1, right?
Yeah, tied 1-1. I think Damian Lillard was like, "It's Dame time,"
and it was lame time. It was lame time.
Like, like ah.
There was one play where he drove into the paint, and that little short point guard, the backup guy, what's his name?
He's
Campuzzo, something like that.
He's a like Argentinian player.
Yeah, like some random dude from like overseas.
Yeah,
he blocks the shit out of Damian Lillard, and he's like Damian Lillard falls to the ground like my knee. Like I thought that was crazy. Like what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, that guy played with great intensity, and he even like got up in CJ McCollum's face, and CJ was like, "I ain't having this," and he pushed him down.
Oh yeah, hit him in the groin, right?
Yeah, sort of looked like a flop, sort of not, but
and he got like a flagrant one.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I mean, look to see a lot of that.
Yeah.
In that series. And man, we got 2 stars. We have more than 2 stars in that game. Obviously, we're missing Jamal Murray. I think it'd be so much more of a fun game.
It'd be a lot better. I think Denver would be a dark horse candidate to come out the West if they had Jamal Murray. But
too much work for Jokic.
Injuries are part of the game. It happens, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Real quick before we end this segment of all playoffs, I want to say how ludicrous it was that the refs called that 10-second violation on Giannis. Game 1, Miami. Yeah. That was ludicrous. I can't believe they did that. Can you believe they did that?
I mean, the ref's going to do what the ref's going to want to do.
Like, I understand a lot of it was Caron Butler was on the sideline, and he was like, yo, watch this.
Yeah.
He takes 13 seconds to take a free throw, which, they gave him like a buffer. And he's like, all right, you took 10 seconds, and 11, 12, 13. All right, now I got to call it. But game 1 of an intense playoff game, and you call that shit. Yeah. I can't believe it. I think that's foul. If you really cared about the game, you would tell him like, "Yo, I'm gonna call it on you. I would talk to you first." Like it's just like the spirit of the game. Like
I think
you don't call that.
I think Pat Riley slipped a little couple extra.
They would never call that on LeBron. Never, ever.
No, never. I don't know. It was just random. It was weird. I don't know.
And it was like a close playoff game. Like, yeah. You don't call that.
You don't.
I was like, what the fuck?
You call that in the regular season.
Yeah. The thing is, they almost never call it on them regular season.
Yeah. Put players on notice. Like, hey, playoffs are coming up. We're gonna start calling this. Like, this is the rules. Yada yada yada.
Yeah. So I hated it. I didn't like it at all.
I thought it was gonna be a closer game 2, but
Brian Forbes went off.
I think the Heat will win 1, but that's it.
I think the Heat are done for sure.
Yeah.
I'm looking very much forward to the Brooklyn and Milwaukee series.
Yes, that's going to be awesome. And I think it's okay. Miami is just washed out. Miami's just tired. They're just like the Lakers.
Not their year.
It's okay if the Lakers also go out round 1 or round 2. Like both of those 2 teams can just
King Lily
they can
has
just
something
go
to say
home,
about
man.
it.
It's
King
all
Lily
good. It's all
something
good.
to say about it.
It's all good. I give them a pass, and you should give them a pass too, man. Come on, man. I'm tired.
It's in the back of my head, but I would never admit it. So.
Jimmy Buckets is tired. He ain't getting no buckets.
I agree. All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with Under 500. Troy, you go ahead and hit my music. And welcome back to the commercial break. I want to remind you guys real quick that we are brought to you and made possible by Treaty Oaks, the best liquor I could ever ask for to sponsor me. I love it. And just to prove to you that I'm not a liar, I'm going to take a shot right now.
Yes, but not before we talk about our other sponsor, Flipside Bar. We are actually going there right now after this podcast, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm driving, so it don't matter. We're going there after this podcast right now. So, yeah, we're going to be there. Catch us at Flipside Bar.
This is a very dry sponsorship.
No, I mean, go. Especially with the playoffs right now, this is perfect. All the series are in the afternoon or after work. They got good food there, so you don't got to leave empty stomach.
We have any other sponsors real quick?
And, of course, we got one more sponsor.
Who?
The network, bro.
Oh, I don't know, network. I forgot about those guys.
Yeah, can't forget about.
They're pretty cool. I appreciate everything they do
The
for
number
us.
one sponsor. Yeah, they are. They're pretty cool.
The number one sponsor for this podcast. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying shit now. Let's check the shot.
That was pretty dry right there.
Yeah.
We want it to be wet, moist.
I'm just here to talk about sports, honestly. But, you know, I got to get paid.
And
I
our
got to get paid for
sponsors.
it.
And our sponsors.
Yeah. Under 500. Julio Jones.
Yes, July Jones.
So, what's
My
going
birthday's
on?
in
What's
July.
going on with Julio Jones?
Man, he just straight up said, I don't want to be with Matty Ice no more.
Okay, so in case you missed it, he got Shannon Sharp on Undisputed. Called him up, right? And he was like, Julio, what's going on down there, man? He like, what's going on with you in Atlanta? He's like, oh, I'm out of there. I'm out. And then he like, you going to Cowboys? He's like, no, I want to win. And I thought, and I don't think he knew that he was like on live television.
Yeah.
I think he just thought they were having a regular one-on-one conversation. I don't think Sharp.
No, yeah, it was an innocent conversation as far as like he wasn't prepared.
He was very blunt.
Yeah, he's like, it is what it is, bro. This is, it's whatever day it is, and this is how I'm feeling, and you know, I didn't get no pussy this morning, and this is what
we're talking about Julio Jones. He most definitely got whatever he wanted this morning.
Yes,
whether it had been pussy or penis, I don't know. I don't know his sexual preferences. I don't even know his genders. So let me stop calling him he.
Oh my God.
Okay. But man, look, man, this Julio Jones controversy. I know it was it's the off season NFL.
Isn't
There's
his
nothing
name
to talk about really?
Isn't his name like contradictual too? It's Julio. Like, should we call him Julia or Julix?
You're doing too much now.
Okay.
Stop.
Or Jewel.
You're doing too much.
Let's just call him Jules.
You're doing too much. But he's also doing too much. We're doing too much. The reason is Julio Jones is 32 years old.
Yeah.
I do not care what the hell a 32-year-old wide receiver in the modern day NFL has to say about where he wants to play at or where he wants to go. Like, I do not care. You're 32 years old, bro. You're about to fall off a cliff. And look at this. Look at this. Andre Johnson, 32 years old. 33 years old. He goes from 1,407 yards to 936. Larry Fitzgerald, 12,000 yards. He goes down to 1,000 yards. That's pretty good. That's not that bad. That's not that bad. But that's Larry Fitzgerald.
That's Larry Fitz. Okay.
Ocho Cinco, year 32. He goes 831 to 276. He was a non-factor.
That was bad.
Age 33.
That was bad.
Des Bryant was out the league at age 30.
But I think what happened
He was out
with
the league at age 30. He threw up the extra 30.
I think what happened with Ocho Cinco was he changed his name, and it was the name change. It wasn't the age change.
How old is Antonio Brown right now?
I don't know.
He's 32 years old.
Oh.
AJ Green, how old is he right now?
Well, Antonio Brown just signed with the Bucks. Not just signed, but he signed with the Bucks.
Did he do anything at all?
So, well, I mean, he did do stuff in the playoffs and the Super Bowl.
Look, I'm just saying, man, you're 32 years old, and you're going into 33. I don't care where you want to go. I don't care. You're not gonna make a difference.
I think players like Julio, players like, for example, Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
I think Antonio Brown recognizes that he's already fallen off the cliff or is falling off the cliff, and that's why he signed with the Bucks, because he had the opportunity to go and sign as a free agent with any other team that wanted him, of course. But I think he realized he's like, you know what, I want to go get my chip and just get paid a couple millions this season. So let me just sign this way.
So if Julio did go to the Bucks, then that'd be like the one exception. I'm like, all right, that's actually a good move for those guys. Because why not? They're already stacked.
I think it'd be a bad move. Well, so it'd be a good move if he wants the chip, It'd be a bad move if he wants to contribute.
So where should he go?
Man,
He wants to win. He told you
so
that.
okay, so there's a couple receivers that you did not mention that performed and outperformed their age. Jerry Rice. All
Jerry
right.
Rice is Jerry Rice, bro.
Jerry Rice.
That's one of one.
So,
He is the GOAT.
Is Julio Jones like? I mean, I'm not saying he's the GOAT, but I'm saying he could potentially be a potential badass.
Name your other receivers, because Jerry Rice is different. He was built different before built different was his thing.
I would say Gerardo Arroz, which translates to Jerry Rice.
Okay.
But I mean, yeah, Jerry Rice is that dude. Jerry Rice is that dude. I really don't know. Randy Moss. Come on, man.
Okay, my three exceptions are Randy Moss, T.O., and Steve Smith.
Yeah, T.O., bro.
Yeah. By the way, Mario wants me to tell you this real quick. Did you know Julio Jones' real name is this? I'm not even going to take a shot at that. Keep that away from me with this.
Quintorris Lopez Jones. Quintorris.
Is that it?
Yeah. Quintorris.
Yeah, okay. I did not know that.
I wonder why he chose Julio.
It's a nickname. He's probably given in Alabama.
Yeah. They were like, us here in Alabama, we cannot pronounce that.
Yeah, I can imagine that actually really happened. You know, like Quantravius? Like, just call me Julio, bro.
Well, they could have just called him Q.
All I'm saying is that I don't care where he goes, and you said that he should go where?
So yeah, I mean, I think Julio Jones ain't done, and I think he could fall into the category of not necessarily a Jerry Rice, T.O., Randy Moss. I don't think he might be all the way up there, but I think he's somewhere in the middle between all those names that you name dropped and somewhere in between.
I'll make a bet with you.
I think he's still got potential to go somewhere. He doesn't necessarily have to go somewhere where he's got to go get a chip like now. So I don't think he's got to go to the Bucks or the Chiefs, right? Something like that.
I predict Arizona or Titans.
Yeah, I mean, was it DeAndre Hopkins? Is damn.
Yeah. It seems like everybody's recruited them. So
yeah, it's like Hops, like just man, he is the GM right there, man. Arizona don't got a GM; they just need DeAndre Hopkins.
I want to make a bet with you real quick.
All right,
I guarantee you that he will not have more than 1,000 yards receiving this year.
That's a hard bet because it depends on where he goes.
I guarantee you, no matter where he goes.
I honestly think
no matter where he goes.
Listen to what I have to say. I think this dude needs to go to the Patriots.
Oh, don't say that.
Listen
dude.
to me.
Okay.
Listen to me.
Okay.
All right. So the Pats got a rookie quarterback. He ain't gonna be starting anytime soon. He's got to earn his spot. All that, the culture that's in there. Cam Newton's in there. I think Cam Newton's gonna have not a MVP season, but a revival season. And he needs some targets. The Pats ain't got shit, right?
Yeah.
They need some receivers, and I think Julio's still got it. I think he's still got it where you got to put a number one corner on him, and he's still gonna outrun you, whatever it is, as long as
he's 32, bro.
Bro, aging nothing but a number, man.
Okay.
And I think if he goes to the Pats, man, I think that'll help Cam. That'll help the team.
It'll most definitely help.
And that division is so open. The Jets are still trying to find an identity.
Yeah.
Miami is like stockpiling on picks, and they just want to tank every single year. Yeah. They're experimenting.
But
Buffalo is they're at the top. They're the monster right now.
Yeah.
But the Pats could still do something, man.
So you got Julio going over there.
I don't
him going over there, or he should go there.
I don't got him going over there, but I got him. Actually, I'm saying that's the one franchise that needs to jump on it, right? Yeah. Because I think, what do you do? What do you give for Julio? What do you give? You're a GM. You're a GM in the NFL. What do you?
Fourth round pick tops.
Wow.
Fourth round picks. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. 1 4th round.
If it's a 4th round pick, then every single team in the NFL needs to be calling right now.
And a conditional 5th rounder next year.
If it's a 4th and a 5th, every single NFL team needs to be calling out there and be like, "I'll give you a 3rd round pick." because
Bro, you tripping, dog. Oh my god.
I think it's a first rounder.
Take my bet. Take my bet. 1,000 yards. If he doesn't do it, I will buy a Julio Jones jersey and I'll wear it here on the podcast if we're still up and alive at that point.
It's hard. I'll take that, but what do I lose? What do I lose?
If you lose, you have to wear a LeBron James Lakers jersey on this podcast.
Oh my god.
It's just for my personal satisfaction.
All right, you on it. Bet.
I appreciate it. Pleasure doing business with you. Because I'm a win.
What if it's not my size? Does that matter?
Yeah, and it's got to be a medium too.
Low key,
I want to see the beer gut.
I actually won a bet in high school one time, and the bet was we wear each other's jerseys, and if I lost, I would have had to wear a small size jersey, so that would have been like a crop top on me or something like that.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I didn't lose, so y'all didn't get to see them pictures.
Okay.
I never lose.
Let's go on to the next under 500 topic. A-Rod. Not to be confused with Alex Rodriguez. Talking about Aaron Rodgers.
So you want to make a connection? Man, can you imagine if Julio Jones goes to the Packers?
You know what? I have not possibly thought about that, but that would be a good addition.
Him, Devontae Adams, boom.
They have bigger
Boom,
questions.
shakalaka.
They have bigger questions right now. Because Aaron Rodgers, like, get me the fuck out of here. I don't want to play.
Yeah.
And there's talks about him not playing all year.
Yeah, so he's trying to do like a holdout, like
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson. Obviously, Deshaun Watson. I mean, we talk about Deshaun Watson too, but he's probably going to be out this next season on like the commissioner exempt list or something like that.
I would not play chicken with Aaron Rodgers. I feel like he is that guy who would not play.
Yeah.
He'd be like, I already made my millions. I already made my career. I'm okay staying at home and not playing. I would not play that game with Aaron Rodgers.
I would not either. I'd give him whatever he wants. The problem is, what he wants is too much.
What does he want?
Well, he's talked about firing the GM. If you're an owner and you like the GM, you know, that relationship is more.
You don't cater to Aaron Rodgers like that?
No, because Aaron Rodgers is good for you for how many years?
How old is he now?
I don't know,
33,
but he's
34?
32, bro.
Yeah,
he's 32.
Yeah, okay. If that is the case, which it is, but quarterbacks age a lot better than wide receivers. That's what I was trying to get at when I talked about that.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
He could play until 40. He could be the next Brady. He could play until 40.
Yeah. I mean, he's that good. He's that good.
Is Jordan Love any better?
Not yet.
Who else they take this year? Or they added somebody this year and he like pissed them off, right?
Blake Bortles.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Blake Bortles.
Is he better than Aaron Rodgers at this point?
No.
Absolutely not.
Not even half. Not even if Aaron Rodgers was like injured.
I agree. Green Bay is kind of like that traditional old school team. They're like, well, we don't cater to our star players like that.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like other teams would.
I think that whole division is like that.
Yeah.
Right.
They're old school. The old school division.
Green Bay, always thinking about defense first.
Yeah.
Right. You seen their picks that they take. It's very defense. They make sure that defense wins championships. Right.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Bears. The Bears are
I don't think Green Bay knows that. But go ahead.
The Bears are always thinking about defense and not necessarily. Obviously, they think about stars, but they have a certain philosophy. The Vikings as well. All those teams in that division. The exception is the Lions. They just been
the Lions
sucky.
are in no man's land every
Yeah.
year. But all I'm saying is that I think Aaron Rodgers had a good 3 years left in his tank, and if whatever you got to do to salvage that relationship, I would do it in a heartbeat. Because without Aaron Rodgers, you're headed towards no man's land. You're headed towards being the Lions of that division, and you're headed towards mediocrity, and you don't want that.
So you're the GM. So you're the owner. Do you fire the GM to keep Aaron Rodgers?
To be honest, yes.
Wow.
Because GMs, I can replace. I can replace GMs. I can hire a new GM tomorrow.
Yeah, but I mean, Aaron Rodgers' time, his clock is eventually expiring.
But quarterbacks are not replaceable like that. They're not. They're really hard to come by, franchise quarterbacks. And a GM, I can hire any white dude that knows football.
Would you let Aaron Rodgers date your daughter?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is a standout man.
Would you let Julio Jones date your daughter?
No. All right, next topic. White boy summer. Let's get it.
Sorry, Quintoris, right? Quintoris.
It is white boy summer. It's what May 28th
May 28th?
at this recording.
No, June.
No, that's when summer starts, right?
Oh, yes,
So we got to talk about it ahead of time.
Okay, prepare.
So the reason I put white boy summer up there was I wanted to, Luka had me like mesmerized, right? I'm like, man, this white boy is the face of the league when LeBron retires.
Yes, he is. He is
the
next
the
face.
best white boy in the league right now, for sure. Like Montrezl here will say, white boy.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, so who?
I mean,
who
it's
the hell
okay.
is the best white boy in the NFL?
It's okay to have a white boy as your face in the NBA, like Larry Bird. Man, he was tough ass.
He was never better than Magic.
But he was a tough ass white boy. He was a tough ass motherfucker.
He was a different breed of white boy.
Yes, he would. He said, "Bring it on."
He was that corn-fed Indiana tough white boy.
He was ready to throw down.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would.
So I just want to know.
Him on my corner.
I just want to know. Give me the best white boys on sports. Every sport, every sport you can think of.
Okay, so would we say basketball?
Basketball, I have Luka.
I would agree. Yeah, he's a bad white boy.
It's always the foreign white boys too with NBA.
Yeah.
It's never the American-bred white boys.
Yeah.
I feel like they all play football.
There's a lot of white boys in football. There's some pretty tough ass white boys in football.
And they always come from like Nebraska and Iowa and shit like
Wisconsin.
Yeah. Wisconsin was at one point like the breeding ground for offensive linemen in the NFL, where like every offensive lineman that was good played at Wisconsin.
Yeah, well, all they eat is corn, man.
Dude, they had the
corn.
beefiest linemen for a long time.
Corn and cheese.
it was getting ridiculous. Like, this is too much of a stereotype.
Carb loading in the winter all the time. They're like hibernation bears in hibernation.
They haven't been as good lately, but there was a while Wisconsin ran the game. White boys NFL.
Yeah, and I mean that they got that gene. They just keep it in Wisconsin.
Yeah. So Luka NFL, right?
Yeah.
I mean NBA.
NBA.
NFL. Best white boy.
I'm gonna say Trevor Lawrence, Tebow.
He hasn't played one game. He hasn't played one snap.
I'm gonna say Tebow, cause he's in the NFL as a tight end, and you're not.
Can you give me a serious answer? I'm not looking for memes here, bro.
Yeah, I'll give you a serious answer. Man, is McCaffrey still playing?
He is.
McCaffrey.
Yeah.
He's a bad motherfucker.
That's a good answer. I forgot about him, honestly.
Yeah, I was gonna go with the guy who just retired from the Panthers, the linebacker,
Luke Kilchey or something like that.
Kuechly.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to say it right. He was a bad motherfucker.
Okay, I rebuttal Nick Bosa.
Yeah, he bad.
Make America great again, Nick Bosa. That is a bad white boy. I would walk across the street if I saw him walking on my side of the sidewalk. I would be like, yo, this guy is big, he's mean, and he's racist. Like, this is the bad motherfucker.
So he'd have you screaming MAGA. No. He'd be like, Mark, if you don't say it, I'm going to whoop that ass.
I would see him in person, right, and I'd walk across the street. And then later on, I would get on Twitter and then be like, hey, I saw you today, pussy, where were you at? That's what I would do with Nick Bosa, Doug. I would take it to the internet.
Yeah, you know what I hate? Like when you liking all them pictures on Instagram, retweeting on Twitter, and then dudes be slipping in your DMs like, "Hey, pull up, what's up?" And then you're like,
"You've had that happen to you?
What's up?" I mean, I don't know.
Have you been doing some shit on Facebook and Instagram?
No, I'm just saying, like, that's happened.
Yeah, it does happen. Sometimes a girl will post that she's on her Facebook that she's single, and you go on like her all her pictures.
Yeah, I mean, and you single girl, what's up?
And then her boyfriend would be like, "Hey man, hold on, man, we back together now. What's all that liking you was doing?"
But tomorrow they'll be single again, right?
I mean, I don't know. You talking about somebody specifically?
No.
Is there something going on with you?
I'm talking about like in general. Like that's just how it is.
Cause that's awfully specific, brother.
No. It's just how it is. Like to all you haters out there, it's just a like button.
All right.
our heart react.
Back to the main topic. Give me one more white boy that is the best at his sport.
Another white boy, I would say, Clayton Kershaw is a pretty badass
Who the
white
fuck
boy.
is that?
And he's badass in terms of like he's just a great pitcher.
Is this baseball?
Yeah, this is baseball.
Okay,
He's a
that
great
doesn't count
pitcher.
'cause baseball is dominated. No, I take that back. It's dominated by Dominicans. So I would take that answer actually.
Yeah, I mean he's a white boy. I mean he's not. I don't know.
Mike Trout.
Mike Trout's pretty. No, I mean Astros pitcher Zach Greinke. He's a badass too. I like him because he's a talker. He's like, "What's up?"
You talking shit?
Yeah, he talks shit and he can back it up. He got a good arm. So shout out Zach Greinke. Yes.
Real quick, why is the bat flip so controversial in baseball?
It's I don't think it's as controversial. I mean, it still is, but I don't think it's as controversial as it was back then.
Does it have anything to do with white people?
The bat flip was actually kind of not necessarily originated, but it was brought from Latin origin. So like your Dominican players, your Cuban players, they were pretty much the first main group to do that.
Okay.
And back then it was more like, they hit a homer, they do the bat flip, and think about it. You're a pitcher, and you're pitching your ass off. You I don't know, you throw good 4 or 5 rounds, no hits, and then you got some dude just coming off the bench that you don't even know who it is, but he's a low-key slugger, and then this dude just fucking hits it out the park, does a bat flip, and just stares you down in the eyes. What you gonna think, man? You know what I'm talking about? It's like, dude.
So it comes down to what it always comes down to: white people getting mad. That it like the pitcher was just
in a sense, but
disrespected.
Yeah,
to the point.
but now it's almost like a disrespect to everybody. But it's getting a little bit better. It's getting a little bit better, like in terms of like it's more accepted. But yeah, I mean, once we get to playoff baseball, you'll see a little bit more of the intensity. I mean, you can see intensity regular season right now.
Yeah.
There's
I look forward to postseason baseball.
Yeah.
I don't really like the regular season. It's too long. But postseason baseball, I'm all in.
Yeah, I look for specific matchups.
Yeah.
Shout out Ohtani, man. He's playing I think he's the MVP right now. Kind of sucks that his team isn't the best. Plays for the Angels. But he's like a Swiss Army knife. Do it all, know it all, fuck it all.
Fuck it all. Okay.
Yeah. And he's Asian. He's Asian descent, Korean, I think. Shit, man.
Yeah.
Edit.
We have gotten way off topic.
Yes.
Of White Boy Summer, but just know White Boy Summer is around the corner. I'm ready. June 20th, White Boy Summer, full effect.
Yeah, let's go, white boys.
Leave your pastel colors at home. Leave them at home.
Hey, I have pastel colors.
I know you do. But bring out your boat shoes.
I got boat shoes too.
I know you do.
Are you saying I'm a white boy now?
You do.
Oh my god.
This has been over 500.
So this is my summer.
No, you don't get a chance to rebuttal.
Oh my god.
This has been over 500. I am your humble, gracious, awkward host, Mark Ogeen.
Yes, and I am your awesome, amazing white like.
Yeah, you're very white.
Can I say that?
Yeah.
This is my summer now.
And this has been episode 5 over 500. We out.